your products and services as an aesthetics nurse using IG stories. Hi and welcome to this week's episode of Aesthetics Nurse Live. So, needles down, gloves off, we're here to learn about selling. And I'm going to give you implementable steps, actionable steps, things that you can put in place today to sell on your Instagram stories, to make the most money in your business, to sign more clients in your business. So make sure you are writing down, making notes if you're watching the replay of these two main ways to sell. But before we dive into today's training, I want to let you know about this week's free masterclass that's happening inside the Aesthetics Collab. So maybe you feel a little bit like you're running around like a headless chicken. You're trying to get to client appointments. You're trying to answer all your DMs. Maybe you do the terrible atrocity of posting to your Instagram story saying you've run out of time to reply to your DMs and you'll reply tomorrow. If you haven't posted consistently and in the back of your head you're thinking, oh my goodness, when am I going to find time to post? You need to be in this free masterclass. It's called Off Duty and it's how to maximize your time for profit as an aesthetics nurse. Because when you go into aesthetics nursing, you have to learn multiple hats. Suddenly you're the business owner, the entrepreneur, you're the booking line, you're the receptionist, you're the actual treatment practitioner, you're also social media management. You're also learning how to create content, film content, as well as any of the additional trainers that you need to participate in to get your accreditations to be able to continue practicing as a licensed aesthetics nurse. But how do you do all that alongside family life, and maybe you're still doing shifts before you run sold out clinics? And I really want to give you the steps of how to time block as a nurse, the roles that you need to play, how to switch effectively between each one so that you are making the most amount of money for your time before you are ringing your agency line up going, I'm really going to need a shift next week because I'm down £250. And now I'm like, oh, well, it's easier to just book a shift, because that was me. I was like, this is impossible. There's not enough hours in the day, until I implemented blocking out the time. And I was getting ready to come live today and I was thinking about the things that I do now that maybe are not normal for you as a practicing nurse. Maybe this is something you haven't yet implemented, and people will say to me, okay, well, this is a bit strange, but actually I know it's moving the needle forward in my business. And this one tip is utilizing your breaks in work. Now, when I used to do day shifts, honestly, the first break of the day I would take a little nap because I'm pro napping. Hi, Colby. But when you are in, like, you're running your business, you have to switch up how you use your time. So whether that means now I just do 2 night shifts a week, if that means when you have your sleep break, so that hour break in the night, you don't actually sleep. Like, people say to me, like, aren't you going to sleep on your break? Like, everyone's scuttling off with their blankets. But I'm like, okay, so I've got an hour. I'm going to have a coffee. It's going to take me the first 10 minutes to switch from being on the ward to being a business coach, but I take that 10 minutes. My mentor puts out like 10-15 minute podcasts, so I'll sit, have my coffee, listen to that, really get into it, and then I'll take the next half an hour to map out content, whether this is any juicy ideas that I've had, whether that's taking it from my notes and putting it into Canva. It's really utilizing your time significantly better than saying, well, I haven't been plugged into my mentor, I haven't done any training, I haven't really touched base with anyone, so now I haven't posted, I haven't replied to my DMs, and you're not making any money in your business. So I'm going to give you the step-by-step guide on how I went from being a staff nurse on a ward to being an entrepreneur and being a business owner that actually makes money. And that's going to be inside our free training that's happening Friday, 7 p.m. You don't need to be live. It is beneficial, but you can catch the replay. You can register using the link in my bio. But today's live training is all about the 2 main ways to sell on Instagram stories. And this is going to be active selling and passive selling. I'm going to break these down so that you've got clear examples and you know how to implement this into your business today. So, active selling looks like holding up your camera and talking to your audience. It's telling them how they can book in with you. It's telling them that you have clinic spots available. It's actively saying, this is how I can help you and this is how you book. But that can be on video. It can also be on written text. But you are actively telling someone what you want them to do. So a script that I like to use for Instagram stories, any video needs to start with a hook. So your hook, whilst we're at it, is the first 1 to 2 seconds of any video or any post. It is a way of stopping the scroll. It's grabbing someone's attention and it's making them go, look at me. But you also want to think when you're writing out your hooks, is this going to make somebody think she's talking to me? So when somebody is tapping on their Instagram stories, are they thinking, oh, that post was for me? Or if you caught their ear and it takes them a second, are they going to go back and go, yes, she was talking to me? So you're going to be wanting to say in things like, are the lines on your forehead bothering you? Like right now, I know these lines are driving me absolutely insane because I am behind on my treatment. So if I was selling to me, I would say every time you talk on stories to sell your products and services, are your frown lines? Or specifically, you could point and say, are these lines on your forehead driving you mad? Is that the only thing you're noticing on the screen when you're talking to your audience? Do you pass the mirror in your hallway on the way out and think, oh, I look really tired because these lines here are getting significantly worse for you, and that's all you can see when you look in the mirror? You want to be really specific so that somebody thinks, yes, she's talking to me. Or how does she know that that is me? How does she know I feel like that? How does she know I think like that? That means they're going to stop and listen to the rest of your video. If you don't start with a hook that grabs their attention and makes them think or know that you are talking specifically to them, they will keep scrolling on. And if that is something that's bothering them and there's a practitioner that is on stories doing that, they will reply to their stories and book in with them. This means you've not only lost the client, but potentially thousands of pounds per year from one client. So in the back of my head, when something comes up, I'm always writing down hooks, whether that's for a post, a reel, or Instagram stories, or my IG lives. I'm always continually bringing down like, oh, that's a good way of saying it, or oh, I could say this, or my ID client's feeling like this. How can I get the word you into that line? Do you? Are you? Is this you? Are all good ways of starting your videos. Does this sound like you when you hold up your phone and you don't know what to say to your audience? Would be something I would say if I'm talking to you as a nurse. But do you see how many times I got you into that sentence? Because then you know I am talking to you. And the same applies when you're talking to your audience and you're trying to sell your services as an aesthetics nurse. So I really want you to start making that list. I have it in my notes app and it just says hooks as my title, and every single thing that pops into my brain, I write in that list. Now I use this script so that I can always be selling. I try and sell on active video, if not every single day, but the majority of the times should be a combination of active selling and passive selling. But this applies if you're writing a post. Maybe you utilize like a blank screen and you're limiting your text. You could use your hook as a text and then use a written script that you post, or whether this is your clinic dates. But everything starts with this hook. Then you're actively selling, you're actively promoting your services. Maybe this could be actually a product and you say, does this sound like you? Your skin feels really dry since the weather changed, and you insert a picture, or a video would be even better if you put in on your moisturizer and you use a voiceover, or you put text over that screen with music. But you're actively selling this product or service, and you use a call to action that says, click this link, DM me here. That is then actively telling your audience what you want them to do. And this is so different from passive selling, which I will get into next. But you want to actively tell your audience what you want them to do next. This is vital, because it's all well and good saying I've got clinic spots available, but if you don't tell them how to book, when someone's tapping, If they think, oh, your DMs aren't open, especially if you go back to the earlier point that I mentioned where you say that you don't have time to reply to your DMs and you are taking bookings through your DMs, and you've said, I don't have time to reply, someone is not going to open that box and reply to you. The same as maybe you usually say, message me to book, and now you're putting up a link. They click that link, they don't know what treatments they want, they don't know when your clinics are, and they don't book in with you. You need to make this process as simple as possible so that you are actively selling and they can actively buy from you. Could somebody go to your Instagram stories right now and buy from you? That's point one, is when you actively share your products and services, you are on camera or you're clearly written in text, this is what I have available and this is how you buy. Now, passive selling is being a bit more creative. This could be maybe your client today sends you a DM and they're like, oh my goodness, like today's treatment was really wasn't painful at all, or I was really surprised, or my partner's already commented, or maybe like your mother messages their mother messages them and says, oh my god, you look so good, I really want to book in, or you're gonna have to give me her details to book in for, I don't know, say 1 treatment of Botox, and you screen grab this and you post this to your Instagram stories and you are saying, well, this is what's happening behind the scenes. But you're not actively saying, my client said this, here's how you book. You just post this as like, of course she feels great. Of course she feels confident after 0.5 ml of filler. Like, obviously, this is how you're going to feel if you work on your aesthetics of your face or you're having treatments. Or say a client sends you a before and after picture, you would screenshot that, put that on your Instagram stories and say, wow, doesn't my client look fantastic? Tap here to celebrate her. This is still selling because it's making your client think, oh wow, these are really good results, or yes, that's how I want to feel, or oh my goodness, even like relatives and friends of her clients wants to book in. Like, how do I get this treatment done? What can I do to achieve this? How do I get this result? They're more likely to DM you and go, so what's this? What did they have done? Do I need that? Maybe you want to start selling additional products to your existing clients, and you're not actively saying to your clients, if you are an existing client of mine, DM me to book in to add on your vitamin B12 injection to your Botox this week. But maybe you could have a DM from your client that's had that says, like, I feel so much better after my vitamin B12 injection. You screenshot that and you type on the text, like, she added in vitamin B12 to her treatment this week, like she's already feeling the results. Then that in your client is going to message you when they're booking in and going, so do I need to add in the vitamin B12? And suddenly you're making more profit by providing more treatments to the same person. And this is passively selling your products and services. You're not actively saying you need to book in for vitamin B12, but they're seeing that your other clients are having this treatment done. So then they're more likely to go, yeah, check that on, like, whatever, I need that as well, right? It also can be used if you're selling skincare. You don't necessarily need to be going on your Instagram stories every single day, selling your clinic, selling your products, but maybe you have used the products. I'm going to try and give you some examples. Maybe you have switched your skincare recently and you are seeing results in your skin. Maybe you could use your own before and after pictures if you don't have client ones to show that you are getting results from this product. That then means your clients can DM you, or when you're having your consultations, go, okay, so what skincare are you using? This is really good in the summer if you show yourself applying your SPF and the benefits of applying SPF, that maybe then your client has been looking for a good facial cream that includes SPF, that then they add that from you into their routine because they saw you using it, they saw your results, they saw you applying it. But you didn't actively go on stories and say, you can thank me later for applying your SPF. There's a completely different energy shift from actively selling to passively selling. Your active selling is more forward based. You're actively going out and trying to get clients. You're trying to attract clients through your messaging. You are putting out direct conversation with them. And passive selling is more of the lean back approach. Like, yeah, okay, so if they come to me and they book in or they add on another treatment, then that's amazing for me. I've made more money, but I'm not actively selling. It's more of a lean back approach. And you want to get this combination of forward promoting and actively and passively this lean back approach. These two ways go hand in hand. Not only does it make you more money in your business, but it gives you more content ideas. It gives you more opportunities to sell. It gives you more opportunities to be posting. It gives you more opportunities to be seen. It mixes up your content so they're not always just watching you show up and sell. Hi, Reese. They're not just always watching you self-promote, but they are, hi, if you're saying hi, drop a comment. I can see you joining online, but we're talking about active selling and passive selling. But if you have more content ideas to put out there and you have your active promotion and you have your passive sales, you can show up more. They will see you more often. They will see your face more often. They will engage with you more, which again means they'll see your content more. It means your bubble, because they're engaging more, is going to be right at the front when they log onto their Instagram. So they're more likely to see then your active selling pitches when you show up and you self-promote and you tell them, DM me to book. They're more likely to see that because of this combination of active selling and passive sales. And you're not constantly thinking, what should I post today? Because you have multiple ways to show up. You have multiple content ideas that fall into these two categories. You're either going to pick up your phone today and sell and talk to your audience, or you're going to post some testimonials, some screenshots, some videos of yourself putting on your treatments. Maybe you have filmed your own treatments. You're going to have more ways to get visible. And the more visibility you have, the more chance you have of attracting clients, but also reaching your previous clients. And this is why I always coach don't inject and forget, because your past clients can add on more treatments to their options. They can refer to you. They will buy more from you. They will also engage with you more. They will tell the algorithm that they like your content, which will push you out to more people. So you really want to nail down how are you going to actively sell your products and services that you have in your offer suite this week, and how are you going to create content for the days that you really, really can't actively hold up your phone, and you're going to be more passive and more lean back when you're in that different energy shift. So these are the two main ways you're going to utilize Instagram stories. And you really want to make sure that you are mixing up your content. You don't want to bore your audience with always talking on camera. And you don't want to bore them by only ever posting graphics that then doesn't show you're a real person behind the scenes. Excuse me. So when you're writing down your hooks, make sure you're always writing down your content ideas of, there's so many different options that you'll see and you think, oh, that's a really good idea, I can use this. But if you do not have the time to be posting, to showing up, to answering your DMs, because you feel like you don't have enough time to even see your clients, your patients, between working your shifts, being a business owner, being a family member, you really need to be in the masterclass. Off duty, it's happening live Friday, 7 p.m. The link is in my bio, to really utilize and maximize your time for profit, because you're a business owner now. Everything should be driving money into your business. It should be creating you a profit. The link is in my bio. I will see you there. And my DMs are always open if you have questions. And if you have a specific question, I can answer it anonymously on another Aesthetics Nurse Live. I will see you next week. Take care.